Hey everybody, it's Lord Magicus, and this week we are playing some Mono Blue Devotion in Pioneer. So yeah, if you like my content, please give me a thumbs up. I try to read all the comments for everything. This weekend we had a successful rippening, so I just put that stream up today. Hopefully you were able to come and check it out. It was an absolute thing of beauty, and I want to thank DS Monster for joining me on that as well. That was lots of fun. So yeah, but now we're gonna focus on playing some Pioneer. So I am actually in love with Pioneer right now. I think this format is probably like one card away from being just a perfect format in my eyes, and everybody knows what the card is that I'm referring to. But yeah, so we are gonna try to construct our deck a little bit better to defeat that card, which is Teferi. So he's been definitely around in this meta, and part of the issue is like both blue white control and the Niv Mizzet decks are trying to play it, and it's a very difficult card for our deck that relies on things like Leyline of Anticipation to be able to play all our stuff at flash speed. Yeah, it makes it kind of hard for us. So really, I want to have a little bit more of an aggressive curve to this. So instead of playing the Witching Wells, I'm going to try the Spectral Sailor, because this still has the card draw stable to it, but it's also a creature, so it lets us pressure the Planeswalkers a little bit better. And just, yeah, just having more flyers in general is also going to be helpful if we go up against something like Spirits. They have a lot of X1 creatures that this can trade with pretty nicely. Complements like Fae of Wishes, which, you know, it's another nice flying creature that we can use to try to slow them down a little bit. And we're also going to... I'm going to try playing without Merfolk Trickster this time, and instead I want to play Hypnotic Sprite. This gives us access to more main deck counter magic in our... And I think that'll be fine. It means we have a little bit less to do for 2 mana at flash speed, but I'm willing to try this at least and see if I can live without Trickster. Being a 2/1 flyer means, again, it can pressure things like Teferi, or, you know, yeah, if we're on the draw, we might play it as a creature so that we can go after it, or on the play, we can actually hold up the 3 mana to counter it if they play it. There's lots of good spells for this thing to counter. It can counter Uro, which is nice. Somebody goes to cast Uro and clean out their graveyard, you can, you know, use the Mesmeric Glare and put Uro back there, and he'll have to sit and wait until they fill up the graveyard again, which is pretty sick. Otherwise, we're not going to change much else. Just that for the most part. Yeah, the rest of these cards I think are kind of doing what they're supposed to at the moment. So yeah, I'm going to tweak things like this a little bit just to hedge in that direction. For the sideboard, I really thought about how I wanted to adjust this, and I came to 2 cards that I wanted to replace here. So Ashiok Dreamrender, this is going to help us if we go up against the Sultai Delirium decks. This card is very good against them, but because they're also a Thoughtseize deck, this is, yeah, we need to have more than just like 1 or 2 of it. I want to have at least like 3 copies here. And it helps in a lot of ways. It turns off Traverse the Ulvenwalds, it turns off Jace Vern's Prodigy, it hurts Uro, so I think, yeah, just in general it's nice. I think, oh yeah, like Emrakul and Ishkana, right? Yeah, it turns off their extra, or yeah, it hurts them a little bit too, so it just makes their entire deck a little bit more clunky. That's fine. So, you know, they're not being able to search, but also like turning off a lot of their, you know, graveyard as a resource shenanigans is very helpful, I think. And yeah, they also have to use more specific removal to get rid of this thing, which is nice. So it's helpful. They can't use like Fatal Push on it. So yeah, I think this will help us in that matchup, especially combined with like Mystical Dispute. The other card that I want to try is Surge Mare, and this is for a few reasons. One, this card is extremely good against the Niv Mizzet deck because most of the creatures that they play are actually green-based creatures, and they can't block this thing. So it is a great 2-drop to play against them because there's not very much they can do about it. It has a looting ability associated with it, which is nice. It's also like, you know, if the board is clear, you can just like put 4 mana into it to attack for 4 damage, and then you get to loot. So, yeah, having somewhat of an evasion ability is kind of cool. And it's 2 devotion, so, and maybe even against the red decks, we might want to consider this card, because 5 toughness is like very hard for them to punch through. So we may consider bringing it in against something like Burn, just because it will brick wall them a little bit better than some of the other stuff. So I'm interested to try this card. I think that there's potential for this. It's also very good against the mono green walkers deck at the moment, which obviously it means it gives us a way to kill their planeswalkers through whatever nonsense blockers they put in front of it. So hoping that helps a little bit. Other than that, I think everything else is mostly the same. We're still going to play the, you know, Ugin, Mass Manipulation, and Cyclonic Rift as our big Fae of Wishes targets. But I'm also going to try the Immortal Sun. So I thought about this, and I realized like Sorcerer's Spyglass is sort of fine, but I would, if I'm going to tutor for something, I want it to be a very powerful card. And Immortal Sun is like the powerful version of Sorcerer's Spyglass. We don't have planeswalkers in our deck, like, except for Ashiok, but we're probably not playing this card in the same match where we're playing this card, so. And I mean, okay, yeah, if we play this, we can't use Ugin, but against, like, the right deck, like I said, against mono green walkers, for instance, if we put this in play, like, that's very good for us. It beefs up all of our stuff and turns off, like, all of their best cards, and it's a Howling Mind for us, so like it's super strong. It doesn't really affect our main deck very much, and yeah, I'm interested to try it. So some people have been asking to see this card played, so I don't know, we'll see if we get to play it or not. It could also be good against some of the control decks, or if, you know, they have out like Teferi and Kaya at the same time, then we may consider Immortal Sun as a way to deal with it. Yeah, like the more walkers they have in play, like the more powerful this card's gonna get, and the more it demands an answer. So I don't know. There's a lot of experimenting going on with this list, so who knows how it's gonna do. We've tweaked a lot of the knobs in the deck, so yeah, it could, you know, be very good for us, or maybe, you know, we've turned it a little bit too far in certain directions. Maybe it turns out like Witching Well Scry is going to be super necessary or something, so guess we're going to find out. So I will see you at the first round. Alright, it is time for round 1. We are on the play. Oh, this hand looks fine. We're going to keep. The only thing that's, I mean, I've considered like Siren Storm Tamer for this slot because it does let us do curves like Storm Tamer into maybe Wizard's Retort, but this is okay. Let's see, what are we up against here? Breeding Pool tapped. Alright, let's get our Sailor out. Attack. I kind of get the impression that this might be a match where this Wizard's Retort is going to matter, so let's put that on top. Okay, it's Spirits. So, yeah, okay, I see. I guess we just pass. Nope. So yeah, I'm just looking to use these counter spells in their creatures. So we are up against Spirits. So the question is, which version of Spirits is this? Is this Bant? It's just like the mono blue splashing for Blossoming Defense? I don't know, it's hard to say. I also have to be careful because I probably want to use this Hypnotic Sprite this turn if given the choice. But the problem is if I do that and I don't draw another land, then I can't cast Retort and Sprite, so I might have to pass with not playing this, which means that they're going to know I have something in my hand, which is not really where I want to be. I don't think I can really avoid that. I think I just have to get the value out of this while I can. Curious Obsession, huh? Yeah, let's do this. They probably have like Spell Pierce or something. No? Okay. Interesting. Another Supreme Phantom. Oh, that's not great. So this is definitely like the Simic Spirit deck, so... Well, that's kind of helpful. I feel like if they had an... Yeah, huh. I mean, I could just pass, and if they don't do anything, I can use Sailor to draw a card. But I probably want to play this Master of Waves. I feel like if they had this, or if they had another one of these, or an Octopus or something, they would have used it already. So I can't attack, but this is fine, because now they have to be concerned, because I have like a very significant clock on the board if they're not careful. Okay. Interesting. Nope. What is their plan here? I don't think it's going to work out for them. I'm not gonna... Yeah, if they want to try to do this again, then that's fine. They can't block Master here, at least. Oh, they do have Petty Theft. Okay, it's not amazing. Alright, they're down to 2 cards. Oh my god, wait, did they fix this so we have separate exile zones here? That's nice. Alright, well... Let's see. Why did I not... Oh, well, you know what? That's fine. Oh, fuck me. Yeah, I didn't realize they played Mutavault. I did not pay attention to that at all. Oops, I just punted that. Fuck my life. I guess I have to play this Fae of Wishes now. So I have a wizard for my retort. No, I'm gonna lose to Spirit because, like, yeah, that was a stupid attack. I can only really... I'm gonna take 6 damage this turn. That's terrible. Yeah, well, now we're dead. They just have double blossoming defense, so... Alright, I definitely messed that up because I wasn't paying attention. We want Mystical Dispute for this. Master of Waves probably not that good. Definitely, well, Thassa's Oracle is probably like the worst card. Problem is, it's also a wizard which turns on our retort. Ugh. Our counter spells are not terribly great against their deck either. These are flyers, at least they interact with them. This might be a match where Thassa's a little bit clunky. I definitely need to keep these. Oh my god, I have something in my eye. Yeah, let me take out Thassa and 2 oracles. I guess I'm keeping this. Well, we drew the other 2 oracles, but we have Leyline to start with. Not an amazing hand against spirits. So, like, if this is a match we want to tech for, we very easily can do that by playing green and just playing Skylasher, because they have a very hard time dealing with it. But the problem is that we don't have those cards available to us right now, so I think I probably could have done better with this first match. I'm not super familiar with this deck list yet, but spirits is definitely something you should be prepared for, so we want to try to find a Nykthos with this, I think. They might... Oh, Sailor? Okay. So they can Obsession that. I think I need this Mystical Dispute. So if they have Obsession, they can just stick it on the Sailor right now. And this is a match where not having Trickster is definitely going to hurt us, because now we have, like, no way of dealing with this. Fuck me. We're not going to be drawing any... They're drawing 2 cards a turn. Jesus. I need a bounce spell for this, but I don't have one right now. This Nykthos is not really doing anything here, though, because we have to deal with this thing, so I think the answer is no. I need to find, like, Baron or Brazen Borrower to bounce this thing. Oh, fuck. They're getting... They have so many cards at the minute. It's just terrifying. So... There you go, they have another land. I don't have to play this master right now. I don't know, maybe we can get lucky and then, like, just end step surprise master, and then that will be good enough. Just hope they don't have another Brazen Borrower, I guess. So if this sticks, this will win, but they have like a full... They have like 10 cards to look at this turn or something like that to find it. So surely they have another answer to this thing. If we untap, the Dispute can help us protect it, but I feel like they're not going to let us untap. Interesting. Nebelgast Herald. No. So even if they play Spectral Sailor, that's not enough. Okay, well, we won game 2. So that's kind of cool. I don't know, like, I feel like game 1 is the one where we probably could have done better, but somehow we pulled it out of our ass in game 2, so... This game's weird sometimes. Maybe I should be bringing in Cyclonic Rift, because the chances that we're actually going to wish for it seem pretty low. Master Waves just seems like a great way to win this game. Retort on the draw is probably not as strong. Okay. Because I feel like if we're wishing for anything, it's probably like Ugin. Because that's the card that if it resolves, we just win, because it doesn't even target their stuff. I guess we keep this. We can just play a Fae of Wishes and try to brick wall them that way. They're on 5 cards, so maybe we're going to win game 3 if they just don't have anything. So they have Sailor, it looks like. Yep. We have tons of flyers, though. That's nice. Which means it should be pretty easy to just, like, block this thing forever. They do have an Obsession, though, so they're going to get to draw 1 card, but hopefully this Fae is going to stop them. If we're lucky, they won't find another land. They're stuck on 1 land, that could be great. No, they have Oasis. So Blossoming Defense online. This is good. I mean, if they want to waste a defense to kill this thing, that's also fine. But now I don't have to let them keep pounding me in the face with it, so... Shocking. Okay. Is this Supreme Phantom? Okay. So they may have it, they may not, but they still have to attack either way, so... Look, yeah, they have it. Alright. So we lose Fae, but they don't get to draw another card, at least. Pass. So we can play these things at instant speed. Okay, they have Lofty Denial. Can't deal with... I can't pay 4 for it, so... Alright. We're, like, really close to stabilizing, but we're not quite there yet, so... I need to bounce this thing quickly. Now it's starting to get out of hand. So now my plan is I'm going to try to use Sprite to double block this. I have Mutavault. Actually, okay, so do I do that? Because I could also just take damage this turn. So I could take 6 and go to 8, and then start using Gadwick to tap things down. That might be the best option here. Just hope they don't have a counterspell for Gadwick. Okay, so we draw a card. Alright. So, alright, this is fine. I'm willing to make this gamble here. So I don't want to attack with Gadwick just yet. Rattle chains. Sure. Do this in the upkeep. Supreme Phantom. That's not good. That's very bad. That is like the worst fucking thing that they could have drawn this turn. I guess I have to block here. I think we're dead. Like, I think that them drawing another Supreme Phantom just, like, put this out of reach. Because I don't see any way that we can, like, beat this now. Yeah, I have to keep the Gadwick. There's no way I can win without it. And we lose, so... Drawing the ley lines were kind of clunky. They had, like, a really aggro curve for Game 3, so that's unfortunate. But that definitely hurt, like, to punt the first game, and I felt like we were pretty close here, but... No, that just, like, the Phantoms with, like, yeah, I don't know. They had 5 cards this game, but there was exactly the right 5 cards, so... I think we had a pretty strong draw this game, but, like, this kind of petered out with, like, drawing lands and ley lines. We didn't draw a single bounce effect the entire match, so that definitely didn't help our cause. Oh well. It is what it is, but, I mean, Spirits, I think, is a match. If we want to tech to beat this, we can. We just didn't do it this time, so... Alright, well, move on.